Hey guys, this is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy. Today I'm really excited to be bringing you an introduction of a lens that so many people are waiting to see. If you haven't already, please take a sec to subscribe whilst I unbox and introduce for you the SP 24-70 f2.8 lens from Tamron. This one is DI-VC USD. Now the thing in all of those acronyms that's going to grab your attention, I'm sure, is VC. This is the world's first 24-70 constant f2.8 lens that has VC in it. So in this video I'm going to unbox it and show you through the lens, give you some nice close-ups on it. I've been hounding Tamron to get a hold of this one. Graciously, they've given me this one, which is the very first one to land in Australia. I have 48 hours with it, and I'm going to make as much content to bring you in-depth reviews on exactly how good this lens is, because I know there's a huge amount of interest out there for this lens. So let's unbox it. Now, the thing about VC is, people argue about whether you need it on a sort of a standard zoom range like 24-70, and it's certainly true that if you have a modern DSLR, you're probably able to shoot at ISOs where, in the past, 24-70 would be a difficult focal length. However, the benefit of it is, and the benefit of VC or VR or whatever the company calls it on any lens is, the shutter speeds it allows you to shoot at. Sure, you may be able to shoot at 1/100th of a second and just boost the ISO up to 3200 and get the shot without having to worry about hand wobble. But if you want to shoot down at 1/20th, 1/30th of a second and get some movement in the shot but have your subject sharp, so you don't want the lens moving but you want to be able to capture the movement that's in your frame, that's where vibration control is going to come in handy. And if you haven't seen it, I tested the 70-300 from Tamron and the VC was unfreaking believable. So check that one out on that link. So having a look inside, it just came with the manual, warranty, all of that sort of thing. And then inside the simple cardboard packaging is the lens itself. Now this is actually a Canon mount because Canon was the first one that landed in Australia. Nikon's coming in a couple of weeks as well. So I'll actually be borrowing a 5D to do a bunch of tests on this one for you in the successive videos. So let's take this out of the plastic bag on a close-up. Okay, now the first thing that jumps out at me about this lens is that it's shorter than I would have expected and it's quite squat, so it's quite a big barrel. Which probably means it's going to have a really impressive front glass element. So let's pull this out. Okay, so taking a look around it, it's got a nice amount of weight to it. You wouldn't call it heavy, but it certainly feels solid, and you can feel that this is a 2.8, if you know what I'm saying. Taking a look at the rear end, this one, as I said, is the Canon mount. The only switches that this one has on it is for the VC and then auto or manual focus. Looking at the front end, yeah, big old piece of glass. This is actually an 82mm filter thread, which is actually bigger than the Nikon equivalent, which is only 77. Now I understand the reason why this one is a bit fatter than you might have expected is they redesigned the VC motor entirely, which is apparently the sticking point on why a lot of companies haven't brought out a 24-70. They might say it's that you don't need it, but it's actually just difficult to design. So the motor for the vibration control is actually around the lens barrel, which is why it's a bit fatter. Now zooming this one, that's at 24mm. As you zoom it, the body does extend, and to there, that's actually quite well weighted. It's reasonably well distributed. Often when you zoom the lens right out, it feels really front or back heavy, but that's actually quite well balanced right there in the middle. I have to say, of all of the Tamron lenses I've used, and I am generally a fan of Tamron lenses, this does have the nicest feel to it overall. Okay, the Tamron lens is surprisingly complex. It's got 17 elements in 12 groups. As I said, it has an 82mm front filter size. It does have 9 rounded aperture blades, which is exactly what you're looking for in this sort of a lens. And fantastically, it'll let you focus all the way down to 38 centimeters. Aperture stops all the way down to f22. This one weighs in at 825 grams, which is slightly lighter than the Nikon version. And it's available in Canon, Nikon, and Sony mounts at the moment. Okay, so overall first impressions on this one. It feels really well built. It's a nice, impressive, big piece of glass at the front. It's nicely balanced and weighted. The flower-shaped hood is surprisingly small for the focal range. You normally expect them to be significantly longer to effectively cut the light, but we'll test that in later videos. Otherwise, for its price, this could be a serious contender and the lens that brings Tamron up into the big league to compete with Nikon, Canon and Sony own-made lenses. In my opinion, Tamron are long overdue to have a good 2.8 lens on the market, and this could be just the ticket. And if the VR performs anything like the 70-300, which blew me away, this could be seriously competitive, especially considering it's several $100s cheaper than the Nikon or Canon equivalent. I'll definitely be doing some head-to-head comparisons to the 24-70 from Nikon, and some image quality tests with this one, video quality tests, all kinds of things over the next couple of days. So please do subscribe, click to like if you've enjoyed this, and jump onto Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, all those things and get involved. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Matt Granger, that Nikon guy. Until next time, get your gear out.